We continue tracking the deadly wildfires tearing across Southern California. We now know at least 5 people have been killed. Right now, there are 5 fires still burning in Los Angeles County. We're going to give you a live look now at the Palisades fire. Obviously, heavy smoke in the area. If you don't see flames, you're going to have horrific air quality. Crews continue to fight the hurricane-like winds as they work to contain the Palisades, Eaton, Hearst, Lydia, and Sunset fires. Together, they have burned over 27,000 acres, destroying more than 1,000 homes in some of the priciest neighborhoods in the country. You're looking at some aerial footage. We're watching this come into our newsroom. All of that area there is mostly destroyed. This was taken just a couple of hours ago. More than 100,000 people remain under mandatory evacuation orders. President Biden announcing he has signed an emergency disaster declaration. Now, thankfully, if there's anything good, winds have slowed some, giving firefighters a chance to battle the flames without it being worse. But the Santa Ana winds are forecast to pick up again tonight. ABC's Alex Stone joins us live from Altadena with more on the destruction and the progress crews are making, hopefully.
Hi there, Walt. And there is a lot of help coming in now. We have seen from Northern California numerous fire engines coming in actually waving to us as they say that they are here and they are rolling in. It is devastation street after street. This was a chiropractic office, and this whole neighborhood looks like this. Every street you go to, it is down to a gray ash as firefighters try to make progress. The firefight here in Southern California growing more difficult by the minute. Devastation already massive from several major wind-driven fires. A new fire erupting in the Hollywood Hills.
There's a new fire right there that's grown pretty quickly and is now getting closer to Runyon Canyon.
The flames marching toward iconic landmarks.
Plenty of those embers are coming down on top of us.
Winds are slowing a bit, allowing firefighters and helicopters to drop water from above.
And that has enabled significant progress against the fires in Hollywood and Studio City.
There goes the front of the facade.
Over 130,000 people are under evacuation orders across Southern California. Residents facing gridlock as they try to escape down the narrow streets of the Hollywood Hills. The fire burning in Pacific Palisades, now the most destructive in Los Angeles history, leveling entire blocks, reducing grocery stores and banks to rubble. The Eaton fire exploding to over 10,000 acres in only 24 hours.
You wake up one morning and everything is normal, and you go to bed that night and you have nothing.
65-year-old Randy Stocklow says his neighborhood has been turned upside down.
I stopped one that went, and then it reignited at about 4:30 this morning, and thank God I woke up at the perfect time, and I got it, and I stopped it from burning my house, and it's a tough day today.
Well, the California National Guard is now activating hundreds of soldiers to come here to help out with the firefight. The wind has died down quite a bit. In fact, on this fire in Altadena, firefighters say there has not been much growth in the last 12 hours or so, that they are using this time now to try to get in and battle the flames. Live in Altadena, Alex Stone, ABC 10, back to you.
Alex, a quick question for you. That this type of fire and destruction's not new to us in Northern California, but it's mostly wooded areas, forests, where it then affects towns. You're in an incredibly urban environment. Have you ever seen anything like that?
You know, Walt, have covered a lot of wildfires in my many years, about 20 years at ABC, and whether it be Santa Rosa or Chico or Paradise, that they all have similarities in the sense of, yet again, here where we go neighborhood to neighborhood, and in Pacific Palisades, the same thing, where just everything is gone. The urban interface is something that firefighters are having to deal with more and more now, where you have home building that goes into the wildland. Now, that's not a recent thing here in Altadena. These are older homes, but this is very much an urban area. This is not celebrity homes along the coast like in Pacific Palisades, that more and more here in California, you have these fires that come out of the wildland and come racing into these neighborhoods, and people can't get out.
Yeah. Alex Stone, thank you for your perspective on that. He is in Altadena. And as we mentioned, wind has played a major role in helping these fires spread. As we're going to give you a live look right now. Rob's going to take it over right now. Rob, you've had some images that you've been sharing all morning long, which have been very helpful. Where do you see the weather affecting this fire? There's those images behind you now. We mentioned the Santa Ana's picking up again tonight. I guess it's a race against time now to try to knock this down before tonight.
Right. We are not looking at winds coming back to the magnitude that we saw in the initial phase of this fire with wind gusts up to 80, 90 miles per hour. But they are going to be fairly strong and everything is still dry. So we've got red flag conditions today and tomorrow. You could see last night, very active for the Eaton fire, the new one that popped up, Sunset Fire in the Hollywood Hills. They made progress. That one's essentially stopped. But then you could see some of the aftermath here. This is the Palisades fire. You could see it burn right up to the ridge and then stopped there. And then another image, the smoke is going straight up. And that tells you an indication of the upper level winds. If the smoke is going straight up, you're not looking at it being tilted over. That's usually a hallmark of a very fast moving fire. So still burning. We still got a ways to go all the way till 6 o'clock on Friday. So we've got today and tomorrow till an hour after sunset with the potential for gusts upwards of 60 miles per hour. But at least they will not be as strong as the initial section of the fire, which was just absolutely brutal. Very little, if anything, you could do when the winds are blowing that strong. Now, we're moving into mild territory here for our highs. We're already at 60 degrees. Just for some perspective on this, the average high in our area is 55 this time of year. And we've already got 68 degrees in places like Fairfield. So this is a little bit of a warming north wind that's going to be happening today. Not very strong. The winds are coming back to our local area, by the way, on Saturday. So we are high and dry for a while. We're just kind of waiting for things to come along here. No issues with any visibility or anything like that. The highs will be in the 60s for the next several days. In fact, we're going to be dry for at least the next week or so. But notice the cool down. We'll talk more about that starting on Sunday for most of next week.
Okay, Rob, thank you. 11:07 is the time. Scenes of evacuations in L.A. illustrate just how quickly you might have to pick up and get out. You heard from one person who said woke up in the morning and at nightfall it was gone. Wildfire season is now year-round in California. Dustin Dorsey explains what you can do to prepare for a possible fire.
The devastating Southern California wildfires are not only heartbreaking, but an important reminder. When a fire is raging, it doesn't take much time to go from this to this, a harsh reality felt by thousands forced to evacuate.
There was a thought of like, well, I wonder if we'll have to evacuate. Maybe we should like get the kids' stuff ready just in case to, well, why don't we just put it in the car in case to, okay, where are we going to go? I mean, it is terrifying. It's devastating.
There's no easy answer as to how people can live like this, but fire officials say the best way is to live with the mindset that this is possible across California, and we have to be ready.
It's not if, it's when. We'll have a wildfire somewhere in the state, and we don't really have fire seasons anymore. It's a year-round thing. So it's imperative that people stay vigilant and they are planning well ahead of time.
Chelsea Burkett with CAL FIRE says having go bags ready has to be a way of life, packed with items essential for survival during an evacuation. Like water and food, medications, change of clothes, rechargeable batteries or solar chargers, and hard copies of important documents. These simple yet important things can make all the difference.
Some of them are to help you and your personal self and your family get through a couple of days without items that you are used to having, at your fingertips in your home. Some of them are items that are not replaceable.
CAL FIRE is making it easier than ever to be fire ready. At readyforwildfire.org, you could create your wildfire action plan to prepare your home, go bag, and more. Personalized information based on your address and family to get you exactly what you need.
When you're in an emergency, especially like what we're seeing down in Southern California right now, the stress level is really high and it's really hard to focus on what the things that you really need are. Being prepared, having a plan, practicing your evacuation plan, going over it with everyone in your family, those are all really important aspects.
We pray we will never have to, but we'll be ready if we must.
All right, that was Dustin Dorsey. Several companies and agencies have already started working to provide support to evacuees. Ahead in our next half hour, ABC 10 News right here, our Candace Red explains what the American Red Cross is doing to help and how you can pitch in. More on that, as we mentioned, coming up at 11:30. For continued coverage of the LA wildfires, head on over to our ABC 10 Plus streaming app. We'll have footage of the fires and news conferences throughout the day. A lot going on, and you can download the ABC 10 Plus app wherever you stream.